In order to win this game, we got to, hang our hats on the defensive end, and we should be in a good position.
This right here is what happens when you simply don't care enough when it truly matters the most.
Another offensive rebound, collected by Reed. 3, Cunningham, good.
When you look at things a little deeper, at first, it's somewhat understandable if a guy gets a hand in to poke the ball out of your hands on a rebound, but when you just sit and watch, things become worse. James should have been chasing the ball once it left his hands, as this would have helped cover Reed and Cade was creeping up, but since he just sits in this middle ground pretending to guard Thompson while 2 other defenders are already around him, Cade now gets to catch and fire with ease to get 3 points. See, James Harden is an interesting player. The playoffs have always been a key area where people pick apart his game, and it's understandable. In the highest stakes in basketball, you're supposed to rise to the occasion or at least show real effort, and with James, sometimes it can look like he doesn't care enough about winning. When dissecting just the last 2 games in today's video brought to you by PrizePicks, you would see that teams would either double Harden aggressively or do a soft show so he can't just pull up when coming off the screen. This here allows Harden to at least get downhill inside, and right here, I'm sure we all can see what's open. Yes, Jared Allen on the backside has 2 defenders committed to Harden. Now instead of placing it where Allen can catch and go right up seamlessly, Harden lazily drops it off to Allen to where he has to bend down to try and grab it, and there goes the turnover. Things like this are costly in the playoffs, and obviously in positions like this, you want to advance the ball as quick as you can up the floor, but this is where you have to read personnel in a split second. Mitchell is already ahead, so this is where you want to go. But do you not realize that the guy who's been causing havoc defensively all series long is right in front of you? This is where you want to either get it to Mitchell in a way where Thompson can't get to it, such as a high lob pass over the top, or you use the bounce pass around Thompson to safely deliver it to Mitchell. With James Harden being a premier guard, I would assume he would understand to not make this mistake at this moment, as he used the chest pass that ends up getting stolen. Things like that scream lazy and unfocused to me, and trust me, I'm not just picking on James, as a lot of these passes are thrown with no sense of urgency, so they end up getting picked off like this one. And when he's in these pick and roll situations where the defense doubles him like we stated earlier, this pass to Mobley is a great read, as it can lead to a swing over to Donovan Mitchell for 3, Mobley could proceed to attack to go score, or he could drive the ball, pull in Jalen Duren, and now you would have Allen open on the backside. Well, in theory, all of that sounds good, but when you don't sharply throw this pass and instead you just kinda get it there, this is when Thompson can run right through it to go grab a dunk on the other end. I get it that the pressure is gonna be tough in the playoffs, and there may be some contact that results in you ending up in unideal situations, but butchering a pass like this to your teammate in this moment is just unacceptable. All those plays are results of laziness if you ask me, and then it shifts into plays that just make no sense, such as off this late game turnover. Sure, the Cavs are up 4 with 33 seconds to go, but this doesn't mean the other team can't still provide an upset, so you have to go execute. With James having a 2-on-1 with Allen, I want you to tell me what you think is the best decision. Go for the floater or throw the lob. Honestly, either option you select wouldn't be necessarily bad, but in times where the big man is committed to you and totally ignoring the backside cut, this is when you have to throw the lob up to connect for easy points, but hey, this is what James did.
The floater's up, shot no good, rebound deflected, taken by Cunningham, and a foul on Strus.
In the NBA, things move so fast that mistakes will happen, but as a point guard, slowing the game down is your job. When evading the double off this screen by aggressively pushing the paint, you can see something similar to what we seen last play. The big man and Jalen Duren is shifted over to deny Harden access inside. So what do we see that's open at this exact moment? It's Allen right there moving along the baseline. Right now is where James should have dropped it off to Allen for him to turn and score. For who knows why, Harden tries to euro deeper into the paint to then shovel off a pass to Allen, and I mean this pass didn't ever have a great chance at getting through. Like, being creative is one thing, but spotting the right moment to hit the right guys is another. And man, oh man, Max Strus has been amazing for the Cavs, so this pass across the court just feels like a beautiful 3-point connection waiting to happen. But sometimes it's better to be simple rather than pull off the amazing play. Now hold up, I know some of y'all are like, that's not an amazing play, but in reality, whipping a pass across the court with pure accuracy before defenders can get there after shedding your defender is solid playmaking. But also, it can be a risky pass, and when you have Mobley right next to you with no defenders even closing out towards him, that would be the better pass even though Max Strus is the better shooter, but James, he decides to go with the riskier option, and these are the results. These turnovers in the last few games have been ridiculous, and when you look at things even a little deeper, you can see that his lack of burst to be able to shoot through this gap here is totally lost, so that's why he gets jammed up, and then when you're just carefree with the ball, you're pretty much just inviting the pickpocket. That lack of burst plays right into his scoring as well. Having this mismatch with Reed guarding him would almost ensure that a bucket is going to be dropped. But with age and injuries, Harden doesn't have that same explosiveness to his game when it comes to attacking off the dribble. So as you can see, he doesn't ever really create separation from Reed on the drive, which makes it way easier to track the ball, and I'm pretty sure you already know what happens next.
Blocked by Reed.
I know some people like to gripe about the NBA going more young and using vets less and less, but when gaps present themselves like this within the defense, a young electric guard will shoot through this gap to either get the bucket or draw a foul inside. Now whether that yields you better results than what a playmaking scorer like James Harden can do is neither here nor there, but when he does decide to attack but can't get away from his defender, he then tries to draw the contact when going up, but this is the playoffs and the refs are just gonna play on. Now I won't continue to harp on the explosion issue because I'm pretty sure at this point we all can see that it's an issue that leads to him taking bad shots, but what will frustrate you more than that is him choosing to just put up shots for the sake of it when he has a much more clear and better reads available. But hold on, before we get into that, let's spice things up a little bit. If you know you can play responsibly and have the means to do so, PrizePicks is the #1 app for sports picks. With the playoffs underway, it's easy to use. Find the stats you want, pick more or less, and now you can submit your lineup. I don't think James Harden is going to get over 18 points, and I do think K will put up 20 points in Game 7. And after a couple more picks, I'm ready to lock in my lineup. The greatest part about this is that it's available in over 40 states, and if you sign up for PrizePicks with code HMA, you get $50 instantly once you play at least $5. So either download the app or click the link in my description and let me hear your picks in the comments. Now with James being able to get downhill so easily, sometimes it can be hard to see if he should float it or lob it in real time. But when it's very blatant like this play here, James could 1, dump it off to Allen, but it may be a little more risky since Jenkins is closing in. So even if he did decide to not go that route, he could still wrap it around to Schroeder, who's right underneath the basket, but back to the floater he goes. It's not even that the floater's a bad shot or if he takes some shots that are contested. It all comes down to the fact that it can look like James isn't even trying, and even in the times where he messes up and needs to show some effort, he still fails to do so. This video isn't to discredit how good of a player Harden is, but when you turn on film and watch closer, you can see it's a lot more worse than we thought. Let me know what you think about this series by heading over to my website and joining the debate on the Cavs vs Pistons.